first time getting back out there the other night, how did it kind of feel to, I don't know, knock some dust off?
It felt great. Obviously, going back competing with the guys in the game situation. Going against other people and just having that feeling again.
Was it kind of, I don't know, Des was talking last week about getting hit and kind of getting you back into the flow of things. Did you kind of feel that on that first catch? Like, oh, okay, I'm back.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I've been hitting practice. I've fell around a couple times, so I was ready for it.
When it came to, I know you only got one series, one drive, but what did you learn about this offense in that moment, and kind of what do you take from that drive?
Just if we execute as a team and come together all 11, just push the ball down the field, that we'll be able to make something work.
Do you think that drive was maybe indicative of what this group can be in terms of spreading the ball out to different guys?
I mean, definitely. We're just trying to get better each day, and that was just the first step in the game situation. All of us out there, and just trying to got to punch the ball in next time.
When you are kind of looking at the next week of camp and getting to play the Steelers on Thursday, what are kind of your goals to kind of finish this time period out, this preseason out?
Just finish it off right, come together as a team, get the last win, and then get ready for September 10th.
What are you, I guess, most looking forward to when it comes to this offense getting out there in that first week of the season?
Just execute and going out there and showing the world we can do it.
Kyle, how's everything with you physically?
I'm in a good spot.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Where do you feel you've really wanted to improve most?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's one specific area. It's multiple things I want to improve on daily. Just on the field, off the field.
How much fun are all the pieces on this offense?
It's very fun. We all compete. We're all brothers. So just going out there, going against people, is just beating on us good.
Does it feel different, just the amount of veterans that are on this team now and the amount of guys who've achieved a lot in this league? Like, can you feel that out here?
I would agree. There are people in the building that can give you knowledge. So, for younger guys like myself to be able to sit and talk to one of the vets and learn something new is pretty cool.
How excited are you to see Drake London with another year on his belt?
Very excited.
What's it like working with Jonnu? I know, y'all been together now since, when he came in like April, March. What's it like working with him? What do you think you can get from working with a guy like that?
I mean, a lot. His personality, his style, when on the field, off the field, just there's multiple things you could just ask him, and he'll pretty much have an answer for it because he's been in the league for some time now.
Do you think that even when you're kind of talking to him, his familiarity with Arthur and kind of the time that they spent together in Tennessee, do you feel that familiarity with him when y'all are talking?
I wouldn't go that far in comparing that part, but just when he got here, it's just something totally different.
How much more comfortable do you feel just having been through all this now for a while? Do you feel like a veteran?
I wouldn't say comfortable, but just a step in playing faster, yes.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the game on Friday. How did you feel like it went for you, and kind of what do you take from those couple of drives that you were in?
I did some good things, did some bad things. You just got to learn from it. Obviously, it was a crazy experience, being from Canada, only had one offer out of high school in Canada, and just being able to play at that level, playing the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is one of the best stadiums in the NFL. So it was just crazy. I have my family there too. So I feel like the experience as a whole was really special for me. Yeah.
Was there a moment where maybe it was running out of the tunnel, maybe it was lining up for that first snap that it did kind of hit you like, oh
yeah,
I'm here.
yeah. It was lining up for that first snap. No doubt. Just seeing those starters in front of me. Those Bengals defensive line, which is a great defensive line. It was it was just an honor, and being able to be with Jake, Chris, Drew, and Caleb, it was just an honor, and I'm trying to get better as the week goes on and perform on my best.
When it comes to this is really and truly, I think people forget because we've seen you at left guard for a few months at this point, but that was actually your first game
at guard.
At guard. I mean, did it kind of was that kind of sitting in the back of your mind at all?
I mean, not really, because with camp, so many practices at guard, it didn't really hit me. But you can see my game. Sometimes I tend to play a little higher, and my hands tend to be a little higher, and that's from playing tackle, playing outside, and sometimes I get happy feet, which comes from being a tackle for so long. But like I said, I'm getting more and more used to it, and hopefully I'm getting better as the days goes on, and hopefully I'll do a good job for the season.
I know I've talked to Dwayne Ledford a lot about just kind of when it comes to moving positions like you're attempting to do and actively doing. He said something that I thought was really profound in terms of like it's sometimes more muscle memory than it is anything else, and it's trying to just like break habits that you kind of have. Is that kind of how it feels right now?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's just breaking certain habits that I had in the past and just, changing for new ones. And, it takes some time, obviously. I'm trying to speed up the process because, obviously, I got in the starting lineup and everything kind of fell fast. So I'm learning every day, learning from those guys, learning from Chris, learning from Coach Led. And, we've been doing a good job. And I feel like I've got better since day one to now. And hopefully I can just keep growing.
I think we talked to you. It may have been a couple weeks ago at this point, but you made the comment about like going against Grady Jarrett and David Onyemata every day in practice has really helped you. But when it came to kind of going up against some different people on Friday, how much did you feel like, oh, I've been going up against Grady and David, this kind of feels easy, maybe not easy.
Man, I would use the word prepared. I felt like I was prepared for that moment, just going up against Grady and David. Like, it's frustrating at times because sometimes you get beat and this and that. But like when I lined up, I felt like I was prepared. I had confidence in me just for everything I've been through during camp with those guys. So yeah, I felt prepared.
Matthew, how much did you anticipate going in with the second unit? You went out with that first drive and you went back in the football game. I mean, I'm sure you're excited about any rep you can get.
Yeah.
Did you expect that?
I was told to just stay ready. Going into the game, you don't know the amount of snaps you're going to play. Coaches might know a number, we don't. So I went in the game thinking I was going to play the whole thing. And when he first said, the ones y'all done, Berge, get out there, I just got out there with the second team. And, I've built a great relationship with all those guys, so I was just happy to be out there with a different unit and, get talking, different communications and everything. So it was good.
Not that you're going to get to decide this, but would you like how much more playing time would you like to be ready for Carolina?
I feel like, any opportunity, you got to take advantage of any opportunity. Obviously, coaches making decisions. I'm trusting their plan. They have a certain plan for me. I'm just rolling with it, and obviously it's been paying off lately. I just got to keep working, put my head down and work.
You mentioned how much better. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Out of high school, you said that you only had one offer in Syracuse, and you get there and you started freshman year, 4-year starter, and now you made it to the NFL, and now you're going to start in the first.
Yeah.
Has it like dawned on you? I don't know. Is it that moment of kind of like what you've been able to accomplish?
I feel like it hasn't hit me yet. Maybe after the season, I'm gonna look back and be like, damn. But I'm kind of excited for that first. I don't want to look past the last preseason game, obviously, but just being able to be here and talking to you guys, like obviously it's very important for me. And like you said, like everything I've been through at Syracuse, and like there's a certain pride. And obviously, I'm a hardworking person. I learn fast, pick up on things fast, and I feel like that's how I was able, to speed up the process from coming in as a left tackle, going to left guard, and everything speed up. And now I'm with the first team, taking first team reps. So just really working hard and taking coaching.
I know college is different from the NFL, but like, is there anything that maybe you remember from that first year, that first start in college when you're straight out of high school to go to Syracuse that you can kind of remember now when you get out there?
Yeah, the same same stress, like level of anxiety when you hit that first snap. Like, damn, all right, it's my first snap in the NFL, and I remember feeling that same thing when I first started at Florida State. I was at Florida State, so it was kind of crazy. So I remember that same feeling, and now I got that feeling out the way for the regular season, so I can just play fast and be a good teammate.
You mentioned getting better every single day. Since you've been here, where do you feel you've improved most?
Improved most, I feel like, the processing of the game. The game has slowed down, as the day went by for me, focusing on the playbook and the cadence and all that. I've been able to just put everything together.
Is there any one player maybe who's been particularly helpful for you?
I mean, I feel like the first unit as a whole, they've been really helpful, helping me throughout this whole process. Obviously, I'm making some rookie mistakes along the way because, it's my first time at guard and everything, but they've been able to keep my head up and just, motivate me every day.
You mentioned a little bit about your gym, but the Georgia Sports Performance, right? How have they helped you on your journey since you were a teenager?
Yeah, so I've worked out with this guy named Earl Williams since I was a sophomore in high school, and he really got me into loving to work out, trying to get better, and I've stuck with him throughout the years. And then obviously there's this guy named Joel Seedman that I've kind of done weightlifting with the last 7-8 years. He's kind of kept me healthy throughout the years. So those two guys in the off season, they do great stuff for me. So yeah, I stick with whatever works. If it's not broke, can't fix it. So yeah, I just stick with them, and it's really cool to kind of, again, they bring in a bunch of high school kids, and that's where I kind of get my love for training the kids too. So it's a cool, kind of a double-edged sword where I kind of get better, but also help little kids get better too, as well.
Yeah. And in terms of working with Des, what's that been like? Obviously, you kind of have somewhat similar experiences. He had gained some notoriety, with the CFP, but both non-Power 5 schools and stuff like that. Have you had any conversations of that relatability?
Not really, and not in that aspect. I think it's cool that he got some experience last year. He got about 4 games in, if I believe, if I'm right. So he knows what it's like in games. He's been in some tough situations. I told him, it's a long season to be a starter for 17 games. So every day is a day to get better. You got to treat yourself right, eat good, and stuff like that. So I'm excited for him. He's doing great things out here. Hopefully I can give him some advice out there on the field whenever he needs it.
How is this offense, Taylor, as far as, obviously you've got it now, but when you got here, was there some familiarity with what you've done before? We only can do so much on the field, right? But from a terminology standpoint,
Yeah, like you said, you can only draw up so many concepts, right? But it was the terminology that was getting me at first. There's a lot of plays in here that are very wordy. We like to line up a bunch of different personnels, motion, shift, do this, do that. So some of these play calls are pretty long, and that was giving me a lot of difficulties, for a little bit. But I feel like I've studied pretty hard and got into it pretty good. So, but other than that, every concept, every team, pretty much the same. It's just how they're worded.